ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Meat Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on. We thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin.
Welcome, Angry Fable. Today on Nerd Sports. Was it 92 or 91?
92.
92. Okay, 92. Today we're gonna
92,
talk
and the Boston Bruins have a better record than we do, apparently. But hey, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Today we're gonna talk about
30. What is it? 35, 4 or 35 or 32, 5 and 4. That's their record right now.
Yeah.
I wish.
Wow. Well, today we're gonna talk about the new sport that I just found out about it, but it's an old sport, rollerball.
And then make a movie about that?
Yeah, they made 2 movies about that. They thought it was a good idea to fucking remake it. Or reboot it or something, whatever. I think it was a remake. It wasn't a reboot. No, it's a reboot. But anyways, our picks this week, we
all in all, we
you don't have to get defensive on it. It was
we did better on our picks this weekend than Brett Mahar did on kicking extra points.
Exactly. If you're going to beat a record, that's the record you want to beat.
Yeah. And just to let everybody know that actually listens to us, I am auditioning for kicker for the Dallas Cowboys. See if I can get that. I mean, I'm up there in age. I might not be able to kick that green, but I might make it.
You guys hear that in the background?
No. I mean, I got a constant ringing in my ear. So.
Oh, well, okay. So
I
full
hear
disclosure.
my AC going and
Guilty pleasure. All right. Full disclosure. I loved the movie The Greatest Showman, right? And I was going to try to get my wife and my sister-in-law started on Stranger Things because neither one of them had watched a single episode. Wow. And then I saw a TikTok about The Greatest Showman, and there was some behind-the-scenes stuff where they were singing the number "This Is Me."
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Nope, we're going to watch that during dinner. And my favorite number during the entire movie is "Rewrite the Stars" with Zac Efron, and Zendaya. Mm-hmm. It's on right now, and I'm like, but oh well.
Listen. There's only one good musical.
Moulin Rouge.
The Blues Brothers.
That is a musical, isn't it?
You're damn right it's a musical, and I will die on that hill.
You're not wrong, sir. You're not wrong.
That is the only acceptable. The Blues Brothers is the only acceptable musical.
I mean, the Penguin thing thinks so.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, the Penguin thinks so. All right, so yeah, but getting into our picks.
I want to preface this by saying I have never been happier to be so wrong.
Yeah, we'll get to the Cowboys.
You know what I'm
game
saying?
in just a minute. We're going to break that down because I've got some theories on it. So here we go. All right, so let me pull up. All right, we had the Niners picked to beat the Seahawks. That was a no-brainer. That was almost our golden AAA pick of the week, right? 49ers just absolutely handed it to the Seahawks. Even though head to head, Pete Carroll and the Seahawks have a better head to head record versus the Niners. The Niners took both meetings this year. Actually, they took all 3 meetings this year. So there's that. Then we had the Jaguars and the Chargers. That was an amazing game to watch.
Yes, it was. That was
and in true Florida man fashion, Trevor Lawrence, what does he do after winning that game? He takes his posse to the local Waffle House to celebrate.
I mean, what else?
He did. There was videos of it all over TikTok. It was.
We're going to the Waffle House.
We had the Bills over the Dolphins, and it was a little touch and go there, but there towards the end, I mean, obviously Buffalo, pulled it out and
dude,
left. I think it's funny that the Bills pulled it out against the rapey fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's that part. 34-31 was that final. Then this is when things went a little screwy for us. It was actually, because I remember we had this discussion when we were trying to pick this game. We had a feeling about the Giants, but we ended up going with the record, of the Vikings, and well, we were wrong. So I mean, we're adults, we're men, we're big enough to admit when we've been wrong. And the Giants took down the Vikings, the division winning Vikings, 31-24, completely embarrassing the NFC North, which wasn't that hard to do this year. With the exception of the Lions. I mean, they were the pleasant team to watch this year out of that division. Next, we had picked the Bengals over the Ravens.
I'm still kind of surprised about that one, to be honest with
you. Even though the Bengals proved us right, I thought that the Ravens were going to have a harder time with it, considering the fact that Lamar Jackson was out for this game, and they were, Baltimore was relying on their backup. Their backup proved to be just as mobile, if not maybe a little bit more mobile than Lamar Jackson is. So that was pleasant to watch, but nonetheless, I always like seeing the guys in purple go down. So, hey, the Ravens, they had a good season. I mean, all things considered, they finished their season 10-7, and the Bengals are going to move on. And then we get to the game that we are happy that to be wrong about. We had the Buccaneers picked to win against the Cowboys for nothing more than the simple fact that Tom Brady was playing playoff football. Now, one of the keys to the game for Dallas to win was to shut down Mike Davis. And that is exactly what they did. I mean, they made it look like those two were not on the same page at all last night. What I think is hilarious is, I mean, the Cowboys, their defense won that game. Absolutely. Yeah. Their defense won that game, because when you shut down Mike Davis and we either get to see Tom Brady walk off a football field for the last time, or we get to see him walk off the field for the last time as a member of the Buccaneers. Yeah. But, well, he's going to take his time on this one, because unlike last year when he retired for like 3 days,
was it 3 days? I thought it was less than that.
It might have been for like 30 minutes. Hell, I don't know. But I mean, because I remember the chat that we were having, kind of going back and forth a little bit toward the end of the game, and and I had made the comment about, this is what happens when your receiver corps doesn't show up to do their homework, or they don't show up for practice. But I mean, the coverage was there, obviously, but the matchup that they had, Tavon Diggs against Mike Davis, that was the key right there. You take away Brady's number one receiver.
Yeah,
and Tampa Bay, their running game has been absolute dog water all year long. Anyway, with the exception of maybe Fournette, but Tampa Bay, they got a solid core going on, but I mean, if they lose Brady, then they're going to have to, they're going to have to cultivate a new quarterback, and finishing as high as they did, one, winning their division, two, getting to the playoffs at all. They're not going to have the best draft pick. So I mean, it's if Tom Brady does go somewhere else, I mean, and there's rumors now that there's 3 teams in the hunt for the Tom Brady sweepstakes, so to speak. The Cowboys just absolutely, I mean, they came to play.
Especially the last 2 games that they had.
Well, there was one player that didn't necessarily show up to play.
Yeah, there was one player.
Yeah.
That didn't show
there was
up
that one guy.
He's like, hey
Mayhar,
guys, I totally forgot that we were playing.
And God love the internet, but the game wasn't even over yet, and there were already TikTok videos stitching that scene from Ray Finkel's house where his mom is like, I want Dan Marino to die of gonorrhea and burn in hell. I'm like,
there was
no
I was
chill.
seeing
I mean, the internet
memes.
had no chill last night.
There were memes passing around. I got it a couple of times from friends that said, if you're in the Dallas area and you have a jersey, come over to the stadium when we need you to come down and kick.
Yes, there was even one. There was even one with Jerry
Come on
Jones.
down. We might have a jersey for you. I mean, but Dak Prescott during the post game interview, during the press conference, he was like, "Look," he said, he came alongside of him. He told him, "Was like, look, man, you're the man." He's like, "Dude, I played like shit last week, so just kind of let it go."
I will give him. He has been pretty good all year. He just
I mean, dude, he's
the bed probably been the time they needed him
since during Dan Bailey's heyday with the team. He's probably been the most consistent place kicker that the Cowboys have had in the last 30 years.
Right.
So what you're saying is send him some laces out cookies, football cookies.
Yeah.
No, but I can guarantee you that he is going to spend the first half of the week kicking at least 150 to 200 balls a day. Because he wants to iron out whatever wrinkles are in his mechanics.
I was going to go there. Not going to lie, I was going to go there. But yeah, he's got
the soft shoes to do it, so
he may miss a couple of times, but he'll sure try.
Yeah, but I was man, there were so many good. I mean, Chris sent me like a couple of good ones, especially for the Dolphins Bills game, which I seen like 5 minutes before he sent it to me, because he sends me the same TikTok stuff that I watch already.
Well, I mean,
okay, that's good, but it just keeps us.
It's not like Mayhar's going to get passed around like Megan Hill does. That's all I'm kind of saying.
Shit.
Dude, the memes that have been coming out of that have been
my favorite one. What it was like
gold.
the guy she banged. There was like 7 dudes, and one of them was the police dog.
Yes, the K9 was in there too. And then her husband
was like
this official file photo. Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta get some. I gotta get some.
That one was great. That one was my favorite, like out of all of them. And and it was like, okay, I did the math, right? Okay, so let me get a calculator out here, and hold on just a second, because we're gonna kind of go through this all together. All right, so we're thinking maybe the average penis length, and I know that, David, we're giving you a little bit of extra room here, but we're thinking the average penis length is 5 inches, right?
See, in order to get to the average, though, you have to have that one really low one. So
right. So okay. So David brings us down to the 5 inches, right? So the average penis length is 5 inches. Okay. So
go on, Johnny. You
want to say, okay? So the average.
Like...
all right, hold on, David. Hold on. We're getting here. All right, we're getting somewhere. All right. So we're thinking all right, the average number of strokes that you get per minute. So you're thinking maybe a stroke a second if you're banging it out, right? Because we're thinking quickies because she did this at work, right?
Right.
Okay. So we're thinking 60 strokes per minute, right? Now,
What if
by
she
that
uses both
math,
hands? Doesn't she
No,
like
no, no,
like
no,
do it
no.
in half?
David, I'm trying to do
Jesus
some.
Christ.
I'm trying to do some Common Core math here.
Okay, okay,
Trying to
okay.
do some
We'll
Common
just go
Core
with
math
the,
here.
let's go to the one hand.
Hey,
Okay.
you know that hole connected to that lump 3 feet above your ass? I need you to shut it for just a couple of minutes.
Go on. Hurry the fuck up.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're thinking a stroke a minute, a stroke every second for a minute, right? So, but we're only taking into consideration the thrust. We're not considering the pull out, right? So we're going to say 60. So that's 120. That's 120 strokes per minute, right? All right. So we're going to multiply that by the number of inches. So we're thinking 600. All right. So we're actually, because you're getting 5 inches in and 5 inches out, we're thinking probably that's going to be a closer to 1200, right?
Okay, okay.
So, all right, let me just, there's a point to this madness here. All right. Now, she had 6 coworkers that she was sleeping with while she was on shift. Now, conservatively speaking, we're going to say that she's getting at least 1 day off of a week, right?
Even on those days
rest of
off, though, she was doing the orgies.
Right. We're
not
just
gonna
assuming
calculate that.
for right now, we're just assuming for right now that she's taking them on one at a time. We're not talking about the bukkakis. We're not talking about the gangbangs. We're talking about one on one,
I'm
either
just
in the
making
back
sure.
of the shop or in an evidence cage somewhere, right?
Okay.
So the average quickie probably lasts, I don't know, what, 4-5 minutes? We'll just say 4
5
minutes.
minutes is
5
fair.
minutes.
I'd
Okay,
say
so we're going to say 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to take 1200 and we're going to multiply it by 5. Okay. That takes us up to 6,000. Now, you're going to multiply that number by 6. That brings us to 36,000. All right.
Uh-huh.
It'd been going on for 6 months. So how many weeks are in 6 months? Anybody? Bueller?
Okay, 6 months. Are we counting February?
26,
February's a little bit
26
lower. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to multiply that by 26. All right. That brings us to 936,000 even. All right. How many feet are in a mile? Oh, I know that one. 5,280. Right?
Yeah.
By the math that we just conducted. Her husband is wanting to salvage the marriage after she, in a 6-month span of time, took 177.27 repeating miles of dick.
Conservatively
speaking.
Fuck that.
Aren't you glad you sat there and just endured that whole thing,
See,
David?
I want to point out that this was a very interesting look into the sexual philosophies and the difference between David and Johnny. Johnny was loving. He was gentle. He got us to the point there. Eventually, it took him a little bit, but he was very forthcoming in trying to get us there.
Because
David
the word
was
quickie, you can
very
ask my
patient.
wife. The word quickie is not part of our
Yeah,
vocabulary.
see, David was very impatient, very angry, and just wanted it over immediately.
But yeah.
Ladies, take note, please.
Fuck you, Chris. I don't know how, because I was, I'm just gonna shut up now because fuck you. All I gotta say is fuck you, Chris.
So the next bit of a angry me arithmetic that we're going to conduct is trying to calculate the number of socks that David owns that have the ability to stand up on their own.
That you can find.
I'm guessing somewhere in the 73 to 77% range.
David,
That's accounting for if he's got a brand new like package that hasn't been opened yet. That would factor in. That's about the only.
Okay.
David,
All
would you
right,
care to
so
comment? He's about 6 seconds for pulling out that Bob Ross doll. For whatever reason, I cannot say. No, he's
Right
nowhere
there.
seen the doll. Jeez.
Right there.
well,
Right there.
in response to you showing us where Bad Touch Bob, we're on Bad Touch Bob, we have Plush McLean going, "Welcome to the party, pal." Okay, so
Fuck
this
you guys.
coming weekend's do what?
Remember what we talked about beforehand, where I was watching a lot of those behind the music bullshit where they broke up because of this.
Yes.
This
David
is the
thinks that we're
point.
due for
This
a
is the
VH1
fucking
behind the
point.
music special.
I break this goddamn fucking shit show to the ground. I burn it to the fucking ground.
You won't.
Oh, so I got my stitches out. I got my stitches out last week, right? So I'm going to show you, Chris. There's the finger.
You are showing me the thing. Oh, well, that is gnarly.
Right? And then I got the stitches out on my arm too. But I'm going to have to show you in camera. Why? Check this out. All right. So you see that right there?
Yeah.
Watch this.
Oh, what?
So I've got a couple of theories. Either the doctor stitched into the muscle, or I cut the muscle.
I think you cut the muscle.
Yeah, I think I did too. Because I'm like, dude, that just doesn't feel right. And I've been sitting here trying to like get used to it. Like, I can use all, I got full range of motion. It's just like certain movements, like it just doesn't. I can't get used to that. It feels like a hockey puck stuck under my skin, dude. It's nuts. So, and then when I do this, I've got a dent in my arm now. See that?
Yes, I do.
I'm like,
that's fantastic.
wow. All right, so
hold on, dear diary. Fuck these guys. Okay, good. I just had to put that out there.
oh wait. No. All right, so moving on to this week's picks.
Which we don't have that many.
These are going to be great games. I mean, these are going to be absolutely astounding games.
Yes.
As much of a hot streak as the Jaguars are on right now,
Chiefs are going to block them. Chiefs is going to block.
I think so.
All right, so we're going with the Chiefs. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, would love to be wrong on it, but don't think it's going to happen. All right, next up, we've got the Giants facing the Eagles.
I would have to go with the Eagles.
Daniel Jones played an amazing game against the Vikings. I mean, and the Vikings have got, they had Hockenson, they've got Jefferson, and they were able to, for the most part, for most of the day, be able to shut down Justin Jefferson, which was like the leading receiver in the league this year, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm willing to go out on a limb and take the L on this one, but I want to pick the Giants.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
because think about it like this. Okay. I'm going to skip over the Bengals and Bills for just a second, because I'm looking ahead to Sunday evening when the Cowboys travel to Levi Stadium to play the 49ers in the divisional round. I think the Cowboys can beat them.
Mhm.
Okay. The Cowboys, I mean, they handedly earlier in the season beat the Vikings. They beat the Eagles to hand the Eagles only their second loss of the year. I think that they can beat the 49ers because this is going to be one of those nice old school. I mean, granted, Purdy from the quarterback for San Francisco, dude, he's playing like he's on fire right now. But and they've got McCaffrey, they've got Debo, and I'm just like, okay, this is a great 49ers team. But I think that the Cowboys have got something for them. So, I think that the Cowboys are going to have to go in. And I mean, because the Cowboys were not favored going, last night. They were not. And then they went in and absolutely shut down Tampa Bay.
Okay. On this, this is the only thing I'm going to say on this, because it kind of feels like the hot chick when you're at a restaurant talks to you and you think she's all gonna get you're gonna get her number and everything like that, and it doesn't pan out. That's what the Cowboys are right now. They're treating us good only because they have to show that they're treating you good because they get a tip.
I'm not saying okay. All right.
They're the stripper.
It's going to be an NFC
exactly.
East.
There we go. Stripper's better analogy.
Yeah, it's going to be an NFC East, NFC championship game. It's going to be a divisional rivalry game. Okay, because I do believe that the Cowboys can and will get past the 49ers.
Is it going to be a good game to watch? Absolutely. Am I hopes for the Cowboys? No.
I mean, honestly, it's probably going to be a 7 or a 10-point game. I firmly believe that. I think that Mayhar is going to get his problems figured out. He's going to get his mechanics going in the right direction. He's going to be hitting those extra points and those field goals. But in light of that, last night going in, I mean, whenever the Cowboys had fourth down conversions coming up, they went for it a couple times and they converted. One of those was for a touchdown. So, the Cowboys have proven that,
I'm just hoping that you're not on the Cowboy
hype. If the running game is not where it needs to be, then he's got his outside threats and he's got his over the middle. I mean, he's got a trio of good starting on any other team across the league, set of tight ends. He's got Brown, he's got CeeDee Lamb, he's got what is his the new guy, Ty Murray or T.Y. Murray or whatever it is. Now I feel silly here. Hold on, let me look here.
So while he's doing that, the new
we still need to call the Giants-Eagles game.
Yeah, and I'm going to get to that here. Hold on just a second.
While he's doing that.
No, shut.
Well, we're going to the new trailer drop for The Mandalorian. Thank you, Chris, for sending me that.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, that was pretty fire.
I am.
Anyway, so Dak's got a good receiver core.
Sexually attracted to you, Chris, now.
Very. I know you couldn't stay away.
It's just because your beard's longer. That's all it is.
It is. Mm-hmm. It is. You could have kept your long beard, but you decided to, have another woman in your life. So there you go.
It's okay. You don't.
Well, the woman that I married has decidedly less chest hair than you do, David. So there's that whole thing going for you.
Dude, you could have picked up a bear and it'd still have less chest hair than me.
I have been told.
At some point, I'm not pointing any fingers, but at some point in your family tree, somebody decided to wop in the woodshed with a pole lock. That's all I'm putting out there.
I was told by a guy that I used to work with that he said if I were to take my shirt off and shave a little bit, I would look exactly like Chewbacca.
Oh my
wow.
God.
Wow.
So which one of us is the scruffy-headed nerf herder?
Not you, Johnny.
Scruffy-looking nerf herder. Would that be me?
It's
Am I the scruffy looking nerf herder?
It's
No.
all of you.
Hey,
That makes
I'll
that
take
makes
it.
that
All right.
makes David the Princess Leia.
All right, so
Fuck am I
Giants
putting-
and Eagles.
Motherfucker.
I really want to
The hair
take the
plugs.
Giants on this one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't know, man. The Eagles are coming off a rest. They're going to be fresh.
Yeah, but with rest,
I mean,
so comes rust.
that's true.
And
No, I'm thinking the
you've
Eagles
got-
are gonna. I think the Eagles are gonna have it.
I'm thinking the
Look,
Eagles.
you
are
got
gonna be
Jalen Hurt. He's coming back. Maybe.
You do realize you
Both
voted
of,
like
neither one of the Philadelphia quarterbacks have got any playoff experience, do they? I don't think Jalen Hurt played in a playoff game last year.
It doesn't matter if you're playing in a fucking playoff game as long as you're playing the fucking game.
Oh,
Like
it
you've always
does,
been playing,
because
which-
especially hey, no, look, when you are at this level, you get to the second round. Granted, yes, by virtue of their seeding, Philadelphia didn't have to play this past weekend, but that's beside the point. First time players, they're trying to take in that whole atmosphere. This is the playoffs. There is no, hey, we're going to phone this in and then try to, lick our wounds and come back next week. There is no next week unless you win. So you're going to see all starts on the offense. You're going to see offsides on the defense. You're going to see holding calls from both sides of the ball. And yeah, Philadelphia's defense is fast, but Saquon Barkley proved that he can keep up with and pass a lot of the secondary players in this league over the last several weeks.
Okay, as long as we get like a rubber stamp of me and Chris gets to tell you we told you so, we're good. Go ahead, make your decision.
I mean,
I need to make a rubber
trying to
stamp
make an
because I've
argument
got
here
to do
for.
that a couple times.
Look, I'm making an argument for both teams, honestly, because I don't want us to fall into that trap of, like the New York Yankees fans where they're like, hey, we want Houston, and then they get Houston and then they get embarrassed, or
I'm
back
just
in
looking at
2018, whenever
like
they were like, we want Boston, and then Boston goes in and hangs a 20 spot in their house. But I mean, Giants or the Eagles, I mean, either way, if the Cowboys can get past the 49ers, it's going to be a divisional championship game for a trip to the Super Bowl. Pure, plain and simple.
you're not wrong.
So I think that the Giants have just as much of a chance to beat the Eagles.
Oh, I'm not going
I
against
agree.
that.
No,
Yeah,
100%
it's going to be a
agree
good
with
game to watch. But I'm
I just don't
more
want
towards
us to
the
take.
Eagles.
I just don't want us to take the ESPN route and go, oh well, the easy pick is going to be the Eagles. Well,
It's not an easy pick by any means.
It's not,
I
no,
think the
because-
Eagles are going to pull it out, but
and the
it's
Giants-
not going to be an easy. It's
Giants
not.
were the Giants were they were the 6th seed, and then they go in and then they embarrassed the 2 seed in the NFC.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. But you're also looking at the Eagles doing the same damn thing.
No, I get that, and I've stated as much. I'm just saying, okay,
This is okay. While we do this as a pick, okay, on this pick right here, we leave it open ended only because, in all reality, they're both good teams. That's my
Yeah.
argument. They're both good teams, but I believe that the Eagles have like a couple of points going towards them compared to the Giants.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
this. Let's
It will-
look at it
it-
this way.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Who, assuming that the Cowboys beat the 49ers, which I think is that there's a very good chance of that.
Dallas has the head-to-head plus the tiebreaker against the Eagles. They've got the head-to-head record against both teams.
I was going to say, who would you rather face in the conference finals?
Yes.
Honestly, I mean, you're going to hear a lot of people say, oh, well, Dallas only beat them because they had a backup quarterback, but they still had to play against the starting Philadelphia defense. I mean, honestly, I think Dallas they've got a better chance of beating the Giants than they do the Eagles.
Mhm.
And the problem with playing a divisional foe, which, by the way, the first time ever in NFL history, 3 teams from a single division has made it to the next round in the playoffs. And that would be the NFC East.
Tells you a lot about how strong this one was.
Now,
Yeah.
on this
I
game,
mean, Dallas has already seen both of these teams twice this year.
Yeah.
Now, the last time that Dallas got in fact, it was Dak Prescott's first playoff win was against the Philadelphia Eagles. Coincidentally, it was where they ended the season against the Eagles, took the season series against the Eagles, two games to none, swept them, right? The following weekend was wild card weekend. And guess what? Dallas had to play Philadelphia in Dallas. Dallas ended up winning that game. And then they go to the next round. In fact, this was was it last year? I think it was last year. I think. No, year before. But then Dallas goes and they throw a stinker in, the next round. But but it's like, okay. Dallas has a good chance against either team. They've got the head-to-head against the Giants. They won both games against the Giants this year. They split the season series with the Eagles, but I think by virtue of point differentials, the Cowboys have the tiebreaker against the Eagles.
Now, what could happen is something like the Georgia game was kind of like, for the beginning of the year, that was kind of like oh my God, they're beating the shit out of those people. But it could be happenstance that something horrible happens to the
TCU
point
had
where
no business in that championship game. That is all I'm trying to say.
I'm not talking about the THU. I'm talking about
I know. That's all I'm saying about that game.
Trips on the
TCU had
fucking
no
air.
business playing that game. Period. But hey, digressing, we're moving back to the NFL.
But it could be like a squirrel gets on the fucking infield and trips one of the fucking players. Who knows? But it would still be a good battle.
So you're taking the Eagles. You've decided the Eagles are going to win this game.
Yes.
I gotta agree. I don't like it.
All right.
It leaves
let's do that.
taste in my mouth to have to agree with David.
There's a little bit. There's a little bit of throw up on both of our mouths.
Listen, little bit. I need a bucket right now is what I need because this is ridiculous. I can't.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So next
give me the bad touch Bob doll because
I'm gonna buy you one.
Now
I'm gonna buy you one. Next time you're up here, I'll give it to you.
The two games that we have picked so far, the Jags and the Chiefs, and the Giants and the Eagles, those are both Saturday games. Then we're moving into the Sunday slate. First up at 2:00 East or Central Time is going to be the Bengals going to Orchard Park, which is Buffalo, to play the Bills.
This is going to be another battle.
Look for some Damar Hamlin. Look for some Damar Hamlin mentions. Probably at least, I don't know. I'm putting the over at 15 mentions, but for halftime. Just a little side bet.
Yeah, but he's already home, so I don't.
He is, but they're playing the Bengals.
Well, that's true. That is true.
Yeah. I mean, this is another one I didn't even want to try to call it because they're both good teams.
Yeah, but with the momentum going, with momentum being what it is, I think the Bills are going to take this one, man.
I think so.
Josh Allen is just too good.
Listen, you get every single time that we tried to go against the Bills, they slap us around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Every single time.
Bite us right in the scrotum, dude.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, not to say that the Bengals haven't disturbed us a few times this year as well, but man,
yeah,
you can't go against the Bills. I really think the Bills are going to take it.
My dog. That's Harry.
Yeah.
That's my dog. And I'm gonna get him a shot collar, dude. That's all there is to it. Oh, and don't come at me, you little whiny pet loving. Oh, I'm a member of PETA. I'm a member of PETA too. People eating tasty animals. But I'm gonna get my asshole dog a shot collar because I'm tired of listening to it.
Did you say you're gonna wrap the collar around your dog's asshole? Is that what you just said?
Say what?
I said, did you just say you're going to wrap the collar around your dog's asshole? Is that what I heard?
No, I said I'm going to get a shot collar for my asshole dog because I'm tired of listening to it.
Actually, I was halfway thinking,
You
can
you might
tell
get
me
No,
if the dog
David,
like it?
it's not one of your depraved sex games that you play with your, you know, your either your real doll or your blow up doll. By the way, don't let them find out about the other one, because I'm telling you, there's some pretty, I mean, unless you want to like role play that you're a Mormon or something.
He's got the real doll. He upgraded. You didn't know that?
Oh, he upgraded.
Yeah, he
Okay.
upgraded.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's
All
got
right.
full on animatronic. It's
How
really
did
It talks.
and David's one of those people that like he names his lubes after like
Oh,
after like
did you ever see that?
he's got different
the
flavors for
nationalities
different
that they come from. Like Vaselina is somehow Latin, and then you've got, or no, she's Italian. Then you've got Lubradima. She's Swedish.
Do you still have, I gotta ask Chris one question. Do you
St.
still have
Ives
that?
is
Oh, she's Dutch.
she's Dutch. There you go.
Okay,
very
okay.
Dutch.
Quick question, Chris. Is that doll still up at the BRCC headquarters in San Antonio?
The doll.
They bought a doll like a couple of years back.
Oh God, that got thrown out.
Oh, okay.
A long time ago. When we okay, this is a little behind the scenes. So it was our warehouse area. For those that don't know, the San Antonio headquarters used to be the Career Point Institute. Basically, it was a college. So the whole like back half of the building is all just gutted completely, and it's warehouse space now. But before, it was just kind of sitting empty, and that's where some of the shenanigans. Okay, case in point, because Heather Lynn just dropped or reposted on TikTok a video of that, of the ammo addicted to the tactical.
Yeah. They put it on Heather's and they put it on Matt's.
Yeah. That was filmed in the warehouse area where it is now. Anyways,
Okay.
I was one of the ones that was helping clear all that shit out, and yes, we came across that doll. It was
We're taking the Bills on that game, huh?
It was fun. Yes, we got rid of a piece of history there.
Okay.
Well, who?
No confirmation on that if that was the one that was strapped to Jack Mandeville during the whole taping of.
No. It wasn't that one.
No
because it was a
confirmation
blow up doll. That was a blow up doll. No.
Yeah. Jack Mandeville had a blow up doll strapped to him.
Yeah.
Or
that doll.
Right,
no, it wasn't super glued. He just didn't want to pull out. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So we've got Dallas at the 49ers. I think we're pretty much confident that we know who we're going to pick in this game.
Yeah, it's Cowboys. Anyways, the doll was bought by the Drinking Bros podcast. I forget.
Oh, it was.
But they bought it, and Evan, as soon as they said it was like, hey, we bought a blow up doll with the company account. He's like, what? You should just see his face. His face is videotaped. It's fucking hilarious. He's like, you did what? I was like, no, with the Drinking Bro stuff. Oh, thank God. He literally was about to kill everybody in that fucking room. Like, no evidence.
I'm going to call Colin. I'm going to bring him.
I really think that's the first time. Come on, man.
Yeah,
that was like once a week.
Oh.
Yeah, no, we go off subject a lot.
Listen, I just want to point out that this time it wasn't my fault.
No, David.
It was more Johnny's fault.
I was led astray.
What's up,
by?
I got 3 chokes.
You got 3 of them for us this week. Hold on just a second here. Let me turn you up. All right, so you got 3 jokes for us this week, huh?
Hold on.
All right, so let me do this introduction here.
Hold on. Because he has Zoom on his phone, right?
No, he doesn't.
Never mind.
He doesn't. He doesn't, and we'll get into that post show.
Okay.
In a world that you interrupted me. All right, hold on. I got to do that all over again.
He's getting interrupted by everybody today.
In a world where a hobbit dreams, fantasizes, and owns a real doll, humor, savagery is needed. Society has looked to the heavens and has not found any respite. They've looked to the depths of hell and were laughed back to this mortal plane. When out of the distance, from the rubble of the steaming apocalypse, came the savagery that the world needed from a source that was the most unlikely. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, angry faithful of all ages, it is that time that you bend a knee and pay homage to Joke Time with Colin.
It's a joke.
Yep, go for it.
Well, you can only scream. Well, now you can only scream Kobe's name while you're playing Flight Simulator, I guess.
Oh God.
And even then, only in one very
What
specific
did the
instance.
Titanic
Yeah.
say as it was sinking?
What did the Titanic
I know,
say?
I nominate all the passengers for the Ice Bucket Challenge.
No. Damn it.
I'm sorry, I missed that one. What was that?
He said, "What did the Titanic say?"
What?
Says, "I nominate all the passengers for the Ice Bucket Challenge." Hey, fun fact, real quick, Colin, before you deliver your third joke. It's been over 100 years since the Titanic sank and came to the rest at the bottom of the North Atlantic Ocean. But did you know, David, that the swimming pool still has water in it?
Oh my God. How's that possible?
All of them do, actually. All of the swimming pools. Still
Oh
full.
no! Wow, how is that possible? It's they
Why did
sank.
Hitler kill himself?
Oh,
So you didn't have to pay the gas bill.
I missed what was that one?
He said, "Why did Hitler kill himself?"
God
So
damn.
he didn't have to pay the gas bill.
Damn. Colin's on a roll this week. Hell yeah. Well done. Well done.
oh man. Oh man. Oh
He
man.
started low and just kept digging.
Yes, we had not.
I'm impressed. I am very impressed.
And Plush McLean says, "Yippee ki
Yep. The seed is strong with this.
So how was going back to school?
College, well, okay, so yeah, Angry Faithful. I started college today. 45 years old, and I'm just now going to get my higher education.
Your associates.
Yes,
No.
an associate's degree.
Yes.
Nonetheless, I'm going to become an educated grunt. I know that is a dangerous combination. Somebody with a penchant for explosives and gunpowder, and you're going to give him knowledge.
Mm-hmm. At least
On the bright side, I'm married and have a lovely home life, so that way I don't have to worry about becoming a recluse and I don't know, possibly becoming the next David. I mean, Ted Kaczynski. That's
I'm just saying, I know some really good places in Montana. I did grow up there.
Yeah, but
and I also have an associate's degree too, and I was in the infantry. So I'm not saying that you and I would make a great team or anything. I'm just saying there's some amazing coincidences going on.
So the question you're asking me is that what are we going to do tomorrow? Well, it's the same thing that we do every night, BB. Trying to take over the world.
Absolutely.
Hey, I got one more joke.
Oh, okay.
Doinks.
Colin, with an encore, bring it, Colin. Go for it.
What's black and sits in the corner? A baby with his finger in a power outlet.
Oh.
I
thought that was going a completely different
What?
direction.
Me too.
God.
Yeah.
Oh. I
Oh,
thought that
God.
was going in a completely different direction.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
What's that?
Oh, and man's walked out. How
No.
bad my joke was.
No. No.
God.
I'm
Oh
done.
man.
I can't handle this.
None of us were ready for that.
So,
but you caused David to
Oh.
cover up his camera, so he blacked out his side of the Zoom.
this was a fun ride, guys.
He's stick his
Okay.
outlet.
All right. So I'm gonna say this because we need to wrap this up, and I've got to get to bed early, and so do you, Colin. I cannot wait until Friday. I will see you and your brother in Corsicana, and I get to have you guys this weekend. So I love y'all 3,000. I miss y'all, and I will talk to you later.
All right, love you.
Love you too, bud.
Later. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what seemed to be like an incredibly great idea for humanity laid the cornerstone of what our future would look like for generations, has receded back into the ashes. Will we see him again? Maybe. Will he rise like a phoenix to take flight, to light up our horizon like the aurora borealis? Most likely. So make sure that you are here, the same bat time and the same bat channel, and take a walk on the wild side as Colin brings to you yet another riveting episode of Joke Time with Colin. You're welcome.
Cue the applause track.
I was not ready for.
I was not ready for.
I was not ready for the encore joke. Was not.
I don't think any of us were.
What's great is none of these are pre-screened. That's what I love.
No, no.
At all. And I mean, that probably falls on me as his dad.
That says more for your parenting than it does for our show prep.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it so much says. I don't know if it's an indictment against my parenting. As
I
it
think the word indictment can be used there.
I think it's very applicable, but I think it's more about the level of trust that I'm instilling upon him. Now, whether or not I need to rein that back in has yet to be seen.
Okay. Well,
at least he comes with quality.
Yeah. We actually have some actual news. Arrest warrant has been issued for Dallas Cowboys defensive end days before playoff games against Tom Brady, Buccaneers. This is the last week on the 13th. Just 4 days before his team's playoff games against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, an arrest warrant was reportedly issued for Sam Williams. The rookie was involved in a serious car accident back in December and in Plano, Texas. That warrant is issued for Williams for a misdemeanor charge for reckless driving, which is not going to hold that much. I mean,
most likely it was probably a bench warrant because he had a court date and he missed it.
Yeah, that's basically it. It was nothing like stupid serious. It was more or less clickbait. And yeah, I looked at it, but that was our news of the week.
I mean, I'm shocked that a Dallas player was actually did something illegal and was arrested.
I was surprised.
Hey, Chris, do you remember Tank Williams when he used to be a part of the Cowboys back in 2008?
Yeah.
When Jerry Jones actually hired a fucking babysitter to take him out to the strip clubs so that way he wouldn't hit people.
Yes. Sadly, I do.
I mean, I think that was Jerry Jones's midlife crisis. He was he was signing problem kids from from the other teams in the league, and he was.
Oh, it was every single team that would drop because if there was a disciplinary problem or anything like that, man, Jerry Jones was there to snap them up before the ink was dry.
He's either signing these problem players, or he's out doing things that cause him to have to take a court-ordered paternity test years later.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So is that the end of the show, guys? We don't have that much news for.
We finished early, man.
Yeah. Well, we finished like an hour early, or not an hour, about 30 minutes early.
I say usually go past 9 o'clock.
I'm gonna have to go download Flight Simulator on my Xbox just so I can stream.
Just go.
That's and you can't actually say it unless you hit the ground too.
Well, it was like for a while there, you know.
Well, no, because I mean, at that point, you can't. I mean, you could legally, yeah. Well, you know what? You're flying the aircraft, so I wonder if that was the last thing that came out of his pilot's mouth before they burned in was Kobe.
Oh.
Well, okay. Take it like this. Take it like this.
Look, okay. Look, I'm going to take a page. No, I'm going to take a page out of. Oh crap! I just had his name, Daniel Tosh's playbook. Okay, look. Say what you want about number 8 Kobe. He was a fucking rapist, but don't you dare touch number 24 Kobe.
Right. That's yeah. Mm-hmm.
I still like this one day. You know how everybody like shoots a thing in like Kobe.
No, it's John Wilkes Booth, dude. I mean, game recognizes game. 1 shot, 1 kill.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't.
Well, one day, I forget. I think it was Rocket. Rocket was like, Kobe. He misses the shot completely. I was like, well, technically, you're still not wrong. Ah, fuck! Too soon.
No, dude.
No, never too soon. It's never ever too soon.
Yeah.
And I will stand by this statement to the day that I die. This will be the hill that I choose to die on. But Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, still the worst thing to ever happen to Abe in a theater.
That's true, because he didn't actually die until after he was out of the theaters. So
right, exactly. Yeah. I mean, he lost his mind in a theater, but he didn't die in one.
This is true. This is true. All right, everybody. I'm David Dickerman.
I'm Johnny Skelton.
And I am Chris Jacka.
This is Nerd Sports 92. Thanks, everybody.